If you fuck me, then fuck you. And that's the way I like it. Yeah, that's the way I like it. That's the way.
Hey y'all, welcome to my channel, or welcome back. If this is not your first time here, then thank you so much for coming back. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Today I'm going to be doing a story time about this first date I had with this dude, and he took me to a trap house, y'all, and just very much ghetto. I'm gonna tell how I met him, the first little link up, and then the second time I hung out with him. And just keep him in mind because it's a lot of stuff with him, so he gonna be in other story times. But yeah, so let's get into it. At this time I was 14. One day I was just chilling at home, right? My homegirl called me. She lived around the corner from me, and she wanted to walk to the taco shop. So I was like, cool. She was gonna walk to my house, and then we was gonna walk to the taco shop, right? So we walking, and these dudes drive by and make a U-turn. The boy who was driving, let's name the boy Jason. So Jason pulls up or whatever, he's driving, he's trying to talk to me, and we chopped it up for a little bit, and he was trying to get my number, right? But at this time I had a boyfriend who lived with me, so I couldn't give him my number, right? So the girl that I was with, I'm like, girl, can I give him your number? And she was cool with it. So I give him my homegirl's number, right? So that was that. We continue walking. I didn't ask him how old he was. I don't know if he asked me how old I was, but y'all, I never lied about my age. I always told niggas my real age. So, cool, right? So I want to say like a couple days later, my homegirl called me and was like, hey girl, Jason just called. He looking for you, right? So I'm like, cool. So anytime he called her, she'll call me, and then I call him back, right? So I call him, and we chop it up. I want to say that we talked for maybe 2 weeks before we hung out, right? So one day he calls, and he was asking to hang out with me, right? We didn't have nothing planned. I said first date, but y'all, it wasn't no date planned. When you young, you just be going to chill with niggas. At that time, I still smoked trees. We was about to hang out and smoke, but I did not ask the boy where he was taking me, right? So we planned this little link up. I told him he had to pick me up around the corner because hella people used to be at my house, and I wasn't trying to get caught. I told y'all I was cheating on that one boy who was cheating on me. So this is the boy that I started cheating on him with, right? So he picks me up this night. He picks me up. He hella cool. I will say, so sweet. He was, I want to say, one of the sweetest dudes I ever talked to, even though he was very much grown. He was 21 when I was 14. So he picks me up, and we leave, right? And we pull up to these apartments, y'all. And I'm laughing because at this time I was green. This area was very known for a lot of activities going on. It's a well-known street in my city that was very known for trapping for a long time. So this little area that we pulled up to is a couple blocks over from that main street. So we pull up, y'all, and we just sitting in the car smoking, talking. And when I think back, I don't know what I could have been talking about, y'all. I was so shy. I don't know how any guy could have liked me, what I could have been talking about. I was 14. What could we have been talking about? But that's besides the point. So we chopping it up, right? So we go into this apartment just for a little while, and he's at the table chopping some stuff up. And at this time, I am green, y'all. I did know about certain stuff, but I had never seen white rocks up in close and personal. You know what I mean? I knew the dude that I messed with, he was a trapper, but he never brought it around me. He would go serve around the hood at different spots, but I never seen it till this night, right? So he chopping it up or whatever, and that was that. I'm still not putting two and two together. So a little bit of time passed. I want to say like 20 minutes. And then he like, we about to go outside. Come on, right? So we go outside and there was this big truck, a Suburban or something like that, sitting in the parking lot a little from the door of the apartment. So he opened the back seat and he like, get in. And I'm thinking to myself, nigga, what is we getting in the back seat of a truck for outside when we just came from in the house, right? And I'm thinking, no. That's what I'm thinking, like, what's going on? And he like, nah, we just about to post up right here. So I'm like, cool. So I get in the back seat, y'all. He get in with me. And we sitting there, we smoking, we chopping it up, right? I want to say maybe 15 minutes. Out of nowhere, y'all. We just chopping it up. And out of nowhere, smokers start coming up to the windows, y'all. And he's serving them, right? But I'm peeping it and I'm trying to stay calm and cool. But y'all, my heart started beating so fast, y'all. I start getting scared, like nervous, scared. I felt like my life was in danger, okay? I felt like my life was in danger. So my heart beating hella fast and I'm just looking, right? At this point, smokers is only at his side of the car, right? And he got the window cracked, he talking to him, he's serving him, all that, right? And I'm scared. I want y'all to realize that I was scared. It's so funny now, but I was so scared, y'all. So that's going on. And when I say it was so many, it was so popping. If I wasn't so green, I would have been trying to get in his pocket right away. But I was still a little baby. I didn't really know. But later on, I was in his pockets. But yeah. Okay, so smokers is hella coming to the window. He's serving them. And I want to say at one point, y'all, because I hung out with him for a few hours, sitting in the back seat of this truck while it's hella shit going on. At one point, y'all, it was smokers on my side of the window, the front sides of the windows, his side. When I tell you it was 10, 11 smokers outside at the same time trying to get served, my heart was beating so fast, y'all. I was so scared, bro. I'm thinking, damn, Seville, what did you get yourself into? What is happening, right? And then at some point, y'all, my friend, she was my best friend in 3rd grade, right? And they had moved away, but I knew her mom. Her mom comes to the window. And I'm sitting there so sad thinking, oh my gosh, my mom's friend is a crackhead. And she was trying to sell him a gold chain, but he didn't want to buy it. He was telling her, nah, I ain't buying nothing. I'm only taking cash. I'm only taking money, right? But y'all, I was so sad that I saw my friend's mom out there. And I also saw somebody else too out there. Somebody who messed with, anyways. I saw a couple people out there getting served and I was shook. So this is going on. Hella smokers everywhere. Scaring me. Some smokers look crazy and they be burnt out. Some of them cool, but some of them burnt out, right? And I'm green. I'm not used to being surrounded by smokers. I'm not used to that, right? So, y'all, I was so stressed out. I felt like my life was in danger. But I was trying to play it cool, right? Like, I'm just trying to play it cool because clearly this is regular for him. You done brought me here. This is the first time we hanging out. Nigga, what kind of impression are you trying to make? I'm a little girl. Like, what is this? Where did you bring me to? So time is going by and back to back smokers, y'all. We was barely able to really talk once it started getting juking, right? So, y'all, I was scared for a long time. I want to say maybe an hour. My heart was beating fast. I'm shook. I'm looking like, what the fuck, right? So after about an hour, I feel like I started calming down and just was like, okay, it's whatever. I'm not in danger. It's cool. I guess it's whatever, right? So I hung out with him for a few hours and then he took me home, right? He took me home that night, dropped me off around the corner and I walked to the house. I called my homegirl and I told her, girl, he took me to a trap house and we was sitting in the back seat and it was smokers everywhere. I just basically ran it down to her and she was like, what, girl? are you gonna talk to him again? And I'm thinking like, yeah, I like him. Just slow, bro. But that was that, right? So that's the first time I ever hung out with him. And the nigga took me to a dope spot. And I was shaking in my boots. But I liked him. So we hung out again, y'all. I talked to this boy for years on and off. Because he always used to go to jail. And I didn't used to write niggas and shit like that. If you go to jail, maybe I'll see you when you get out type shit, right? Even when I was young like that. I don't have time for that shit. But yeah, so I'm gonna tell y'all about the second time I hung out with him, because this is just too short to just leave it right here. So after that, I would talk to him all the time. We would chop it up over the phone. I want to say maybe a couple weeks later, he called me one day. Well, he called my homegirl house, and then I called him back. But we talked, and he was like, I'm trying to kick it with you. What you doing tonight? I wasn't doing nothing. So that was the plan, right? He was going to pick me up. And I didn't even ask him that time, oh, what we going to be doing? No, I should have, right? After the first experience, I didn't, y'all. So the plan is he going to pick me up this night. But he was like, oh, but my relly with me or whatever. So bring one of your homegirls, right? So I'm thinking like, okay, cool. At this time, my cousin lived with us. And she was a few years older. She was 17 or 18. Maybe she's 3.5. It don't matter, y'all. She was like a years older than me, right? So I'm like, okay, cool. Really, she here. So I'll just bring her, right? Y'all, I didn't tell her about the first time I hung out with this dude. I just tell her like, hey, you want to come kick it with me with this dude? He got his relative. He got his cousin with him. You want to come kick it with us, right? And she like, okay, cool. So we get ready to walk around the corner so nobody see that I'm getting in a car with him. Ooh, in the drama, y'all. The drama, because I told y'all I had a boyfriend. And he ended up finding out about y'all. Anyways, that's another story for another day. But anyways, let me stay on track. So they pick us up or whatever. We walk around the corner. We get in the car with them, right? So we introduce them. Cool. This is my first time meeting his cousin. A really cool dude. And we start driving, right? First of all, he used to be driving these Mustangs. They used to be rentals. But yeah, whatever that was, it was that year Mustang. And he used to drive crazy, hella crazy. And I used to think it was fun with my slow ass. But my cousin was already not with it, right? Because the nigga is driving stupid. Like, Mustangs go fast, right? So she already looking at me like, bitch, no, right? And why, I don't know why I did not tell her about the first time I hung out with him. But y'all, guess where we pull up to? We pull up to the same trap house, y'all. And I'm thinking like, okay, I already been down this road, right? I ain't scared no more. I know what's up. It's cool with me, right? But my cousin, she's not with all the bullshit. Why I was okay with all the ghetto, hood rat bullshit that I was with, I don't know, y'all. Okay? I'm a changed woman. Okay? But at that time, I don't know. I liked all the bullshit. Okay? But she wasn't with none of that. And I didn't think of that, right? So we get out the car and we go into the apartment, right? And we sitting there chilling. He rolling up. She didn't smoke, but us three smoked or whatever. So we smoking, we chopping it up. His relative was not really interacting like with my cousin. So she just sitting there. So I'm trying to keep her company, right? And later on, like, he wasn't feeling her is what I figured out later. Well, that's what Jason told me later on, like another time. But he still could have been interacting with her. And my cousin's cute, like, but their preferences, and that's cool, right? So I'm trying to keep her company. The couch that she's sitting on is, her back is facing the table that they're sitting at, chopping up white rocks, right? So she can't see what's going on, thankfully, because she would have been ready to go right away. So they over there doing that. He coming back and forth to me, passing me the blunt or whatever. And then I want to say we was there, let's say like 30 minutes, right? And then he come over to me and he like, hey, step outside with me. So we step outside right by the door, the screen door. She cool. I could see her from outside where I'm at, right? So we just standing out there chopping it up, kind of cupcaking. Because I want to say, like, after the first time we kicked it, I don't know, like, we fell in love, honey. Like, weird that we was on each other tough that quick. But yeah, so we outside cupcaking or whatever. We had not had sex yet. We didn't have sex that first time that I hung out with him. But we just was vibing. So we outside chopping it up or whatever. I want to say maybe 15 minutes. I come back, we both come back in the apartment, and my cousin is looking at me with her eyes big, and she like, Seville, come here. But she hella whispering, right? So I go over to her. I'm like, what's wrong? She like, I saw a mouse. I saw a rat. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. But she's whispering, right? And I'm like, girl, are you sure? And she's like, yes, it ran by me. I'm ready to go. I don't want to be here. Wooty wooty woo, right? So I'm like, damn. Y'all, I was hella shy. So we hadn't been there that long. So I didn't even want to tell Jason, like, you got to drop us off, right? Because I was so shy, y'all. So I'm thinking like, damn, I got to work up the courage to tell him this because she ready to go. She is not going. She says she saw a mouse, right? And y'all, I hung out over there a lot after that. Like, a lot. I never saw a mouse. I never saw no roaches. I'm scared of both. So if I had ever seen anything, I wouldn't have been over there. But she said she saw one. So she's ready to go. Right? So finally I go tell him, I'm like, hey, you got to drop us off. Like, we ready to go. And he was like, why? What's wrong? And I'm like, well, my cousin want to leave. So yeah. He like, oh, okay, well, we could just drop baby off. Like, I'm still trying to kick it with you, right? And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Because I was still trying to kick it too. You feel me? But yeah. So we get in the car. We drive, like, to the corner of my street, basically. And we're letting her out the car, right? Y'all, why as soon as my cousin get out the car, she takes off running, y'all. She runs down the street so fast, y'all. And they both look at me and they like, what's wrong with baby? What happened? Right? And I'm like, bro, I was so embarrassed. Like, what wrong, girl? I know you said you saw a mouse. I know there was white rocks being chopped up in the same vicinity that we were at. But why in the world would you get out the car and run like that? Like, that's embarrassing, y'all. So we sit there for a while. We watch her run all the way down to my house. So she gets to my house and we track out, right? So I go back over there with them. We sitting in the house. They doing their thing. It's juking again like it was the last time. But I'm chilling this time. Like, it's cool, right? Now I'm used to being in trap houses. It just is what it is, right? So I kick it with him for a couple hours or whatever. And that was that, right? So he drops me off later and I talk to my cousin and I'm like, girl, why would you run? Like, you embarrassed me. Why would you run like that? And she was like, no, a dog was chasing me. A dog was chasing me, right? We did not see no dog chasing this girl. Unless it was a tiny chihuahua that we couldn't see. I just think she was so spooked or so. I don't know what was wrong with her, right? Y'all. I didn't see no dog chasing this girl, but that's what she said. So cool. She never, ever kicked it with me with no niggas after that. She was... Y'all, she was not with the bullshit, okay? I totally get it now. You feel me? Like, and then it's like, girl, why didn't you tell her that the nigga took you to a trap house the first time you hung out with him? So she could have decided if she, you know what I mean? Like, y'all, didn't even cross my mind to tell her. I'm just thinking, like, we about to go kick it with some niggas. Come on, type shit, right? Y'all. So, I just needed to tell this story, y'all. So I can introduce Jason. There's so many stories with Jason because at this time, right, Jason had a little boy. He was maybe 2, like barely 2 years old that I met. I met him maybe the next time I hung out with him. Yeah, the third time I hung out with him, I met the little baby, right? So I'm not knowing. I mean, I'm like, oh, the baby mom type vibe, right? She was in jail at this time that I met Jason, right? But supposedly they not together. But y'all, I was green. I was a little girl, like, you know what I mean? Like, you gotta live and you gotta learn about these niggas. So when this girl got out of jail, y'all, all the drama. They wasn't together, I guess, because I always used to be over at the house, not at this trap house, at this house that they lived at. They had separate rooms in this house, y'all. I gotta tell y'all, because other people live, y'all. Anyways, the whole point is I had to introduce y'all to Jason. Just a quick little story time about the first link up with a nigga, and he took me to a dope spot and I was scared. But I had to introduce him so I could tell the rest of the stories with all the drama, okay? The girl was trying to beat me up. He had to, y'all, I was so little and the girl was huge. This girl was like 5'10", 5'11". I don't even know if she was 6 feet. She was a big girl, y'all. A big girl. She was bigger than him, okay? And he was tall and skinny. She was bigger than him, y'all. Bro. Yeah, so I just had to tell this story. And then, yeah, I guess the next one I tell is gonna be how I met the baby mama and all the drama. That's gonna have to be multiple stories because there's different times. But yeah, y'all, I hope y'all enjoyed this story. I know it was short, I know it was quick, but yeah, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all next time.